for Utah's 1st District.
Thank you, Representative Owens. It's a very much an honor to share the podium today, Madam Speaker, with my colleagues from Utah. Utah is a very special, a very unique place. And at this time of Thanksgiving, I like to focus on what Utah really is. We often get lauded as the lowest unemployment in the country, strongest economy in the country, one of the fastest growing state in the country. What Utah is, it's the most philanthropic state in the country. It shares more volunteer hours and dollars than any other state. And that's the type of stuff that our delegation and the members of Congress, the community that we serve, we are really proud of. And we reflect on that often, particularly during this time of the year. We're more than a week away from Thanksgiving Day. And like Utahns across the state, my family, I have 3 little boys, a 4th boy on the way, an amazing wife who deals with a lot during this crazy time of my time in Washington. We look forward to this annual opportunity to come together, enjoy each other's company, and give thanks for all of our many blessings. Turkey and stuffing are staples, but each Thanksgiving Day looks a little different from the last, and that's okay. But unfortunately, this year's Thanksgiving is going to be much more difficult than others. Americans are bracing for this year's turkey tax, which we expect to be the most expensive in modern history as inflation rates hit their highest level in decades. And my colleagues from Utah can talk about this a little bit better than I am because they're a little bit older than I am, but they talk about this hasn't been this high in the last 40 years. That's how old I am. I don't want to experience this type of inflation. I haven't had to yet. And I'm very concerned about what we're going to have to experience. That's not a cut at your guys' age. I apologize. The Labor Department, the CPI, Consumer Price Index for October, was 6.2%, the highest in over 3 decades. This high rate means that compared to last year, home heating will be 50% more expensive. A gallon of gas will be 61% more expensive. The cost of groceries is 5.4% more expensive and higher than beef, which is 20%, pork 14%, and the cost of used cars is 26% higher. This is data. This is directly related to policy decisions here in Washington. As Utahns get ready to celebrate Thanksgiving and find reprieve from this challenging past year and a half, inflation is threatening to stifle this entire time of year. In fact, real wages have decreased in 7 of President Biden's first 9 months in office. President Biden rushed to spend trillions more, as he's doing that now, to spend trillions more as of this week. Economic pressure will only continue to drive everyday costs up and incomes down. The Wall Street Journal editorial board said, "This current burst of inflation isn't an accident. This is the result of reckless policy. This is simply incompetence." CNN noted President Biden's $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan fueled inflation by sparking demand that it could not keep pace with. Even the Washington Post editorial board, again, I repeat that, the Washington Post. I did not expect to always be using liberal media sort of outlets to defend some of my points when I came to the House floor, but the Washington Post says that you cannot ignore that the American Rescue Plan bears some of this blame. We can't simply expend more. President Biden's tax and spend monstrosity, we have to stop these. All of this comes as the administration botched a military exit from Afghanistan, created sustained crisis at the border, and has failed to address a looming debt crisis. And with this backdrop, Thanksgiving may feel uniquely challenging. Yet, through the most difficult times in our nation's history, Thanksgiving Day has been a celebration when communities come together to give thanks for life's great blessings. Following the Battle of Gettysburg in October of 1863, President Lincoln proclaimed Thanksgiving to be a national holiday to heal the wounds of a nation. As our nation experiences great challenges, I can't think of a better holiday to observe this coming week. My colleagues and I in the Utah delegation are working every day to carve a more prosperous path forward for our state and communities. There is hope on the horizon. Earlier this month, Democrats and Republicans in this House came together to pass the Fiscal State of the Nation resolution, which I co-sponsored. If agreed to in the Senate, this resolution will mandate the U.S. Comptroller General conduct an annual joint session before members of the House and Senate budget committees to provide a report on the fiscal health of our nation. This is a huge and important time to have done something like that after what we've seen over the last year. This expertise would provide our leaders with the information they need to correct our course and back away from our patterns of destructive spending. Back home, I've also convened a debt and deficit task force, which has provided me an opportunity to work with local leaders to begin crafting innovative solutions to our nation's debt crisis. My colleagues from Utah and I genuinely hope to help in our home state find more blessings in the days, months, and years ahead. As we work towards those brighter days, let us reflect and be grateful for the good moments we have had this year. Though our 1 year has been filled with difficulty, it has also been filled with, in the words of Lincoln, the blessings of fruitful fields and helpful skies. Today, I'm back in Washington with my colleagues to continue the important work we do on behalf of Utahns. I look forward to next week, and I will join my family and the community of Utah in celebrating this important holiday, and I yield back.
Thanks so much, Blake. And before I get started, I just want to say what an honor it is to serve my friends from Utah